I honestly never thought I'd actually already get to this point, but considering how I'm literally at the darkest point of my life and how worse everything is going to get, I may have come I may have come to a complete convenient conclusion. Starting today, I will no longer make any more YouTube poops, and after the release of the Boot Up collab, I will genuinely be quitting YouTube poops for good this time. I've been making YouTube poops for like almost about 8 years, and that being the entire duration of my channel's general activity. I first started making YouTube poops since I turned 14 in mid 2015, and during the rest of that year, I've been making a good amount of them, even though my general editing skills were not great at all. I did have plenty of fun nonetheless, and right around when 2016 rolled around, the amount of content I've put out did raise a bit, but the same couldn't be said for quality. I kind of spammed half-assed and cheap collab entries, such as ones like X second related collabs, and all that would lead me to believe that it was my cringiest year on YouTube even today. 2017 came by, and it was nothing that special either. Yes, my stuff from that year were a little better, but still nothing I'm too proud of. 2018 and 19 have been a bit slower for me, but I have been getting a little more better with my content, despite that the majority of that time I was still in high school and having that dead-end job at Burger King. And I do remember how those were bringing me down to what it seemed like a really dark area, at least by mid 2019, pretty much due to self-hatred and anxiety and isolation. I had to go to a mental hospital during that time, and since then been trying to check myself in with a therapist. Once we first got into 2020, I felt like some of my personal mentalities have changed for the better. I was seeing things in a better way and was able to move on from my past obstacles a little better, considering I was actively making more friends than ever and being the most consistent with the YTPs I've put out at that time. The same could probably be said with 2021, even though everything was seemingly getting more intense in terms of drama and situations in general. 2022 is basically where everything was starting to take a dark and steady turn, which started where a lot of people were getting outed for really, really bad things, and most of my friends' lives were getting more busier than usual. Bringing us to this year, 2023, it feels like this could be my darkest year yet. More people get busier than ever, more people get exposed as terrible people, more drama than usual, and almost every site making massively cruel changes to their policies and stuff, especially and most importantly YouTube. For about the past year or so, YouTube has been age restricting most of my YTPs, whether they just get uploaded now or have been published in the past, and they're still doing this to this day. And I can guarantee at this point that sooner or later, all of my YTPs that are still up will be flagged for age restriction. This had seemingly been a problem that causes my view and attention count to plummet, regardless of what source I do a YouTube poop on, whether it's SpongeBob or Bluey. I thought before that it was something I could try to avoid if I censored the cussing and other things like that at the first 15 seconds or so, even though I have forgotten, I do forget to do that a lot. But judging by how many of my YTPs are getting flagged the past few months, it seems that they found out that my channel's main gimmick, that was my channel's main gimmick for a long time. While things like this have been a thing since 2017, it feels like everything will get worse as time goes further by, and only a rare miracle would probably put an end to all this, like about 0.99999% chance. Everything that gets made originally by either one person or a smaller group will eventually turn into a desperate corporation, and if there's one thing even we all humans need to survive, it's money. Lots and lots of money. They'll do whatever they can and think anything they could possibly think of to get. They'll do whatever they can and think anything they could possibly think of to get a good $12 from literally all the millions of users on this very platform, even if it means potentially banning ad block extensions, corporations will get more desperate and they will find more and more loopholes and just screwing everything up for especially us smaller creators who just want to have fun. And if we eventually do make our profits from our content eventually, it's not going to be fun if we're wanting to, like, especially if we're wanting to cuss a lot and make some hilariously dark and mature humor. They want us to be super family friendly Hello Kitty with rainbows, unicorns, flowers, sunshine, and big smiles. We're like SpongeBob, who thinks everything is great. Life is great. The real world is great. YouTube is not a job. YouTube is a job, not a hobby. I first came here 8 years ago to have fun. If I'm not having fun, what am I doing here? It doesn't matter what we all do to make money, whether it's working at Walmart, or making gaming videos, or curing blindness or deafness. We are all going to fall into everything that are deemed toxic, such as people, communities, bosses, companies, fans, sites, etc. I've worked at Walmart for about a year and a half as of today, and I'm starting to hate it. Yes, Burger King has been considerably worse even to this day, but this is not any help either, certainly. I took the job to stock shelves overnight, not just to get this apartment room that I'm in as I'm making this video, but I believe that I could avoid a lot of toxicity, if not all of it, whether it's by customers and managers, considering I was told by at least somebody, I won't be too specific with that or who it is, but I was told that everyone's going to be chill there. I was completely wrong. There were plenty of managers that tried to go aggressive towards me for not doing things right or not getting something done in a strict time limit. But there was one in particular who just recently went ballistic at me because I was wearing my headphones on both sides right at the last 2 minutes of the shift. Yes, I understood about it being a potential safety hazard, but on that same day, I literally got all of my assigned stalking and zoning tasks done right on time, so it can prove that all managers get paid the most for yelling at us and making us uncomfortable. It doesn't matter what we do. Like, if we keep doing everything right and on every shift, and like on time every shift, they'll continue to find everything wrong with us and scream at us to make us feel humiliated. Every time anybody gets on to me, I just stand there not saying a word except for okay, yes, no, or I don't know. Like, I can't talk back or try to counter argue. I get scared of them every single time just for the sake of not getting fired. From what some other people told me before, yes, there are plenty of others who go through things almost like that, but my situation can take the cake because at least for them, they can more likely come home to any of their loved ones who may actively ask them how work has been or check if everything went okay. It may surely not be the case for everyone on the planet, but significantly for me, it's not like I have anybody who would come to me and ask me how I'm doing and would more likely chat if I'm the one who starts the conversation first. Now the reason why I'm bringing my current work life up, since it may not sound like anything related to my YouTube problem, is because back in mostly 2020, I knew what it was like to be free. No work, no school, a good amount of people came to me first to just chat with me. Yes, things have always escalated for the worst, at least when 2021 came by, but that was probably because of you-know-who that was likely causing the most problems. I have went through painful situations and drama online in the past that would destroy me mentally. But even if after I survived all the way through, I'm feeling like I'm rewarded with probably nothing. Nothing really but another quite frankly dead-end job in more isolation than before. I do get we all have bigger lives outside of the ideally fun things, but there have been times where I have posted things online as of today and literally very less people know it exists. I do occasionally try to make more new friends in places such as Discord or Instagram, but when I do try to be remotely active, I would be occasionally hit with the seen or read, basically meaning that like it showing that they've seen or read your message. Like it would say on the bottom of your own message that you just sent. And they would not reply ever since, to where I don't know what to do without sounding like an attention snatcher nor a boundary destroyer. I mean, hell, at the end of the day, friends can only be made randomly or maybe even unintentionally, because according to a lot of people like her, for example, making friends isn't just something we can ask others to do. Even if that does work at first, everything can likely go bad at the end. If I were to have take even an unannounced hiatus for like a year or longer, it feels like to me personally that almost nobody will be wondering or asking others where I'm at or where I've gone to. Sometimes I just feel like a ghost. And additionally, if any of you do still care about me even after not saying anything to me or anything about me as of recently, if you want to just, for those of you who want to come out and say that you still care about me, like sure we've never talked as much, but if you still care about me, I get how you feel, because again, I get we're all busy, but still, I'm just saying that from my experience and for even everybody else's experience, from what I've witnessed in the past, at least the past few years to be exact, nothing is going to get better in terms of like how generally everything will go as time goes on, whether it's next year, the next year after, or the next year after that. I'll be honest, and this is not me attacking anybody, at least that's not what I'm trying to do, but I am so honestly, personally tired of hearing anybody say that, who believe that this year is specifically the worst year ever, and they better pray to God that the next year will be better, as if like it's some sort of redemption arc or something. And because it's been happening for the past, every previous year we went through, there'll be somebody who say that because they believe that this year has gone to shit, completely into shit, they believe next year will be better. And then right when we get to next year, at least around that time, more bad things happen, and even in a worse type of way, if you know what I mean. I'm just saying, like, I know there could, like, if for instance that there's gonna be some of the years in the future that could be better than any other years that we've already went through, then I could at least be surprised. But again, I'm just saying that's the kind of thing that does annoy me a lot. But I just hope you all can at least take that sort of thing with a grain of salt. But still, at the same time, at least understand my point. So before I end this video, I do need to say one more thing that is probably the most important. If you're watching this video and wondering what other content I'll make from now on, since I'm quitting YouTube Poops, I may sometimes make more streams of chatting and gameplay, but that is all I could think of for now. Like, I don't have anything else in mind yet, and I don't know exactly how often I'll be active here. I'll end the video now, but if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or answers, feel welcome to post any of that in the comments, and I'll try my best. I'll do my best to see and respond. Alright, bye for now.